Brent, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks so much for being with us.
I'll leave you with this thought, Steve. As bad as the NFL or any organization could be at times, it's still always better than the NCAA.
Oh, so. Yeah. Oh, my God. It's so funny. Like, I felt the way you feel about the NCAA is how I felt about the NFL. Is that, yeah, they play, but, it's weird. No, I actually agree with you now. The NFL, at least when they play, the records matter, the games matter. The NCAA, you have no idea.
They make it up as they go along, and it just opens up to every type of discrepancy, every type of just improper outcome. And again, what happened to FSU, it's borderline criminal. But again, there's the NCAA for you.
Brett Tessler, the agent of the Stars. He's anticipating something good happening. When the phone rings, he's not necessarily thinking that, it's the IRS, we're demanding our money. Take a brighter view of life. Although it would be difficult at this stage to accept these circumstances if you happen to be. And it's a shame, too, really, because we can say this from our own experience, limited as it may be, with Mike Norvell, a guy that you despised when he was named the head coach. You thought this was a giant mistake.
Yes, I didn't like the pick. I didn't despise him. I didn't like
what did he ever do?
Yep.
This is too big of a job for him. I mean, we may as well have just stuck with Willie Taggart.
And guess what?
Going 5-7 every year. Yes.
He won games, and I changed my opinion, right? Because when the games get played, as a human being, you have an opinion based on the games that are played, not the way you thought before them, right? So I demonstrated what you thought sports were. You may assume something. You may pick Oregon over Washington. But if Washington then beats Oregon, oh, wow, I guess Washington's better than I thought. That was my opinion of Mike Norvell. I didn't like him, but they've won games. He won me over. I guess that's not the way the committee sees college football.
The time. Wake up with Defo, joined by Lubie. Welcome to the Defo Show.
Very pleasant. Good morning, everybody. A little bit of a chill in the air. I got to get my lips moving here. This is Jeff DeForest along with Mike Lubie. Lube, it's happy to have you with us. We'll have an edition of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge today. Dave Gurggles Gergely going to join us about 8:30, so we'll do about a half hour of that. You can dial us up if you'd like to play the game at 954-417-0070. I was going to impose some kind of a moratorium, too. I know you played the clip there, Lubie, and that's appropriate because we usually feature something that we said somewhere during the previous week that we find even of the most remote level of interest to anybody. And that was Brett Tessler talking about the NCAA being a crooked organization. But personally, I've had enough. I want to impose a moratorium on all talk about the college football playoff, and I'm going to kick that off and make a commitment to it, Lubie, by igniting and beginning a fast today, a 2-day fast. So I'm posing a hunger strike, in essence, on myself to make sure that even while having fumes coming out of my ears there because I'm starving to death. I've never done this. I don't believe I've ever gone. It's not like I haven't experienced. I don't want to, act ridiculous about this. It's not like, I'm in Biafra and experiencing hunger, but there have been times where your stomach has been calling and maybe you've gone a long period of time without eating, but I don't know that I've ever made it 24 hours. Now you have, Lubie. You've gone 24 hours without consuming a single morsel of food in your various Yom Kippur fasts.
Yes.
And how do you find yourself? I mean, is it because you know the deadline is coming that you start to feel even more and more compelled to eat something?
The end of the day sucks, yeah. Shirley, who's been a part of it.
It's sunrise to sundown, or is it just, is it an entire 24-hour period?
Ramadan.
Oh, it's sundown to what?
I feel like is more doable. It's the day before we start. We're supposed to start at sundown, but we start the minute I go into the service. We do services called Kol Nidre.
Yeah.
When I get there for services, I usually get one more sip of water. And then the minute I sit down on my seat, from that point on, which is usually around like 7 at night, to the next day whenever we eat or drink, which is usually like around 8:30, something like that.
Oh, going so 25 hours or so.
It's like 25 to 27 hours. It can be as long as that.
Now, I tell myself every day that I'm not going to eat anything after like a certain period of time. I say, okay, that's it. After 3 o'clock, and now we're doing this lunchbox show, so it's pretty hard to resist.
Really hard
eating something. I mean, we're there at Heritage yesterday, and Reno, who's going to join us later on the Tony Bruno Sports Network. Reno Cerbone, the owner there, has become our hockey expert.
Yeah.
I don't know that we discuss anything that's currently going on in the sport of hockey,
Well, we talk about hockey.
but we do, I think, dynamite job of illustrating what really goes on in hockey. Probably, I would say that he would be one of the most compelling experts that we've had on regarding any sport, especially hockey, because nobody would know what you were talking about anyway. If I brought up the second line of the Islanders and the troubles they're having, I don't even know if they're having troubles, Lubie. But if
No.
I brought it up and sounded like I was an authority on this, would people believe that the Islanders were really struggling with their second line? That was the reason that maybe they haven't gotten off to the start that they had anticipated? Possibly turning around what was a so-so to abysmal season a year ago.
Mhm.
Did they have a bad year last year? I don't even know.
No, I
It doesn't matter. It sounds good, doesn't it?
came to hockey. I know the Panthers have righted the ship and started pretty strong. That's all I know. And Patrick Kane
Played well last night,
Yeah,
scored 5
but
goals. Got a win, yeah.
I don't know. That's more than I do. I didn't even know.
Patrick Kane went to the Red Wings. That was a big surprise that Patrick Kane, long-time Chicago Blackhawk, went to the Red Wings. Well, nobody knows anything about this sport, do they? I mean, you could be talking to Yvonne Cornway if he was still alive, and he wouldn't be able to tell you if you're right or wrong. We used to get Brian Trottier on. He was great.
Yeah, he was great.
Brian Trottier, the Hall of Famer from the Islanders. The Rangers are having a Cinderella season. They're having a great year so far. They made a coaching change there from who is the guy that we had here at the Panthers that got kicked off the bus now? Not Jacques Martin, but who was the guy? The coach we had. He was a rough, gruff type.
Jerry. You would always joke, and Yarmer Yager called him, "Hey Jerry, here's your bag." What the hell is his name? Gerard Gallant. Jesus.
Gerard Gallant. Very good. See, Lubie?
John.
I was talking with our good buddy Chris Visser yesterday about memory loss. I was actually watching like the local news, and I've seen these two people like a bazillion times watching the local news, and I couldn't think of the guy's name, Louis Aguirre, on Channel 10.
Oh God, yeah. See, I wouldn't have gotten that though. I don't know him that well. You used to watch that.
No, but I'm watching this. It comes on at like 3:00. I'm often home at that time. I flick on the TV. It happened to be on like Channel 10 from the morning news or whatever. And sure enough, there's a guy, and I'm like, is that when does that start happening? Is that happening to you, Louie?
Yeah, I just right now I couldn't think of Gerard.
Blanked on Gerard Gallant, guy we talked about a zillion times, right?
I just remember the Jerry. The only reason I even got it was because it used to make me laugh when you would be like, they just left him at Saskatchewan.
They did. They left. I don't even know where is Saskatchewan in relation to any place that would be a representative NHL city. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? It's hockey.
The image of Yager, you would always be like, yeah, and Yager was like, hey Jerry,
here's your shit. Exactly.
So that
was one of the coldest dumpings of a coach ever, wasn't it? I mean, literally cold.
Yeah,
left him in a snowdrift somewhere. They threw him a couple of tennis rackets and said, "Here, strap these to your feet. You'll be able to walk." Unbelievable, Gerard Gallant. But he had success with the Rangers, and then fell into disfavor for some reason with the Rangers. Even though weren't the Rangers not a winning club last year? Didn't they make some inroads into the postseason? Here we go again, demonstrating our complete lack of hockey knowledge.
They're trying. I can't even fake it. I know that Panthers made it to the finals.
we had Jeff Rimmer on last couple of months ago, I guess a month ago or so. We were able to hold a discussion about hockey with him, and he's an expert and would know what he was talking about. Anyway, Reno has the behind-the-scenes stuff because his sister is married to Roberto Luongo for a long time now. Plus, he used to see all of the Panther players anyway. Yep. When his father owned a place right next to where they used to practice in Coral Springs.
Yes.
What was that, Coral Springs? What was the name of the ice rink? I don't know.
Time, and it's called the Ice Den? The Panthers Ice Den.
Remember that? Yeah, it seemed kind of cheesy, didn't it? That they didn't have like.
I just don't know if the Panthers still practice there, but.
No pun intended with the pizza.
It's like by where I live.
I don't think they practice there anymore. I want to say no to that. I'm not sure where they do practice. There used to be, I think when they first started, I mean, it's hard to find ice here, isn't it? In South Florida, that was the big joke about whether or not hockey would work here. Is the only place that you're going to see ice in South Florida is at the bottom of a martini glass.
Pretty much.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
And I like it straight up anyway. I don't know. Do you like a martini on the rocks?
Not a big martini guy, but I would probably do it on the rocks, I guess. I'm not a big drinker like that. I'm a wuss when it comes to drinking.
Reno was implying that perhaps my sexual orientation should come into question yesterday because I'm a Chardonnay drinker.
Well, no, because he's catching you at a weird time in your life where you were drinking Chardonnay, wanted when we were asked what we wanted, you came up with salad for some
Well,
reason.
I want that salad he had that was on the table next to us, which I had the last time I was there. It looked so spectacular in its presentation. How could you not order one?
You
Unless
just,
you're with mayo, who naturally went right to the red meat.
we all were coming up with this pasta dish and that pizza.
Yeah.
I'd like a salad and a Chardonnay, and then
Oh no, he gave me a lot of shit over that.
about the fact that you're gonna do a cleanse.
I thought he was going to kiss me. Yeah.
So it just sounded a little, you know.
I need to cleanse myself, Lubie. I don't want to think about this stupid college football playoff anymore. I
Yeah,
think it's the
okay.
dumbest topic. It's interesting from a lot of angles, but at the same time, I mean, what trick? That's what we're talking about, right? It would be like, I mean, I watched a little bit of snippet of analysis of the Republican debate, which I did not
Oh
watch any
Jesus!
of last night. I've actually, believe it or not, and this seems unfathomable, doesn't it? Because of some of the things that have transpired in the past. But of the freaks that are out there running for the GOP nomination, I've become a fan of Chris Christie as the only guy, as like a stand-up guy in the bunch.
He's
Now,
become really middle.
this is the same Chris Christie. Now, he's always going to be just absolutely lambasted because of his weight, right? I mean, he's going to get harpooned. I
Yep.
don't know what lambasted is really the right word, but
Harpooned.
even Ramaswamy or whatever his name is said, "Hey, why don't you go have some dinner after this?" And I mean, he had to make a food reference on the guy. The guy's fat. What are you going to do? He's fat.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Could he lose some weight? Yeah. Should he probably? Would he be well advised to maybe get involved in something like I'm going to attempt to do, Lubie, and it's going to begin today, right after I have my last stone crab at the Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market,
Yeah, that's
where we're
smart.
going to be later on today. Now, I don't know that I'll be able to get my hands on any because you know how that works with mayo.
Yeah, but I make sure you get yours. I love mayo, but if you notice, you guys can mock me all you want. I don't let him just annihilate things because first of all, it doesn't look good.
Yes,
The fight's one thing, but him just ripping shit, it looks weird.
it's strange.
We're there too.
He eats like Conan the Barbarian. I mean, he really does.
It really
And
does.
especially when it's something that he is particularly fond of, like in this case, free stone crabs.
He like a
Who
knife.
doesn't like free stone crabs? No matter how overrated you may think the stone crab is as a culinary delight, and it's fine. I don't know, Lubie. How do you feel about it? I mean, I don't mean to demean, anything that's going to go on today.
No, I enjoy
Does-
it. It's just the price is a lot of money, but no one says it's not. Delaware openly knows what the prices are. Even like we're not slamming the rest of the establishments that have it.
No, they're doing the right thing. They're
Yeah,
bringing this product to people in the best possible quality. I mean, Delaware's stone crabs, I do think really do stand out.
Great.
Yeah.
They do a good job. It is the supply demand.
Yeah.
Like people are willing. You charge what you can get. It's the marketplace. Whatever. We don't need to teach capitalism here, but it's the price is a lot.
Right. It doesn't matter where you're getting them. If you were going to eat something and you were going to pay, say, $20 for one stone crab claw, which what is that? Is that like what the jumbos go for? You get like maybe 4 to a pound for $80.
Yes, it's something. Yeah, it wasn't. It
Okay, so you're having a $20 food item.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. Does it buy you like a high quality steak anymore? No,
Oh,
not even close.
Roadhouse is the only place you can get
Right.
quality for $20. I mean, you can get. I think the ribeye is almost 20.
Yeah, we had that bone-in ribeye there. It was great, and it was like $30.
Yeah.
I think on the menu. Might not have even hit 30. It might have been
Was it
in the high
28?
20s. Yeah,
Something like that.
that's a pretty good deal.
And it was real ribeye, but that's it. Like anywhere else, I mean, even a sirloin, I don't think it's going for 20.
But it's you would have to say, I mean, proportionate to what you're eating and how satisfying one stone crab claw would be. It's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Caviar used to be in that kind of category. I don't know where caviar stands today. Is it still overwhelmingly expensive to eat something that doesn't have a whole lot of taste? That's the funny part about it. Now, stone crabs have a lot of flavor to them. I mean, they definitely are among crab items and styles of crab, types of crab. Stone crabs are great. I don't think anybody would denounce that and say, well, geez, the stuff tastes like shit. That's just not true. And there's a variety of ways of doing them. But it's a rough one. And we're going to have to put Juan Soto now.
Yeah.
After this transaction that took place yesterday, is it consummated? I believe it is. I think it was.
They reported like it was a deal.
Yeah,
was
there are details on it.
Yeah.
The Padres trading Juan Soto to the Yankees. Now, Soto is going to be a free agent at the end of this year. He can walk from the Yankees. and we don't know what's going to happen. You're also looking at a guy. I mean, he had one really sensational season a couple of years back with the Nationals, where he hit like 350 with a bunch of home runs.
Hey, it was great.
Yeah, and no, he didn't have that many home runs in that season, but he hit 350, and he looked terrific. And then he had another year where he was slamming the ball
Yep.
while hitting 313. And so he had a couple of really statistically phenomenal seasons and was a big threat at the plate. But last year he hit 275, 35 homers, 109 RBIs, 132 times he walked, but he struck out like 120 something times.
Mm.
So
Actually,
is he that great? I don't know. I mean, are those aren't pedestrian numbers, but the 275 average, a dip from 350 a few years ago. He had a really poor batting average the year before. Last year with his 275, he hit like 260 or something overall. So yeah, I mean, he's a big acquisition for the Yankees. Certainly a marquee player, but he has replaced, I would believe, Lubie, it's fair to put who is more overrated or what is more overrated, Juan Soto,
yeah,
or the Stone Crowd.
yeah,
Bryce Harper's off the hook.
yeah. He's won MVPs. He's been consistent now. He's stayed healthy the last few years.
Yeah.
I mean, he's become a leader of the Phillies. I can't stand him, but they love him. Like he on the field is gonna. I would think he's in Hall of Fame conversations. To be brutally honest, the career he's had. I mean, they went to another World Series. Didn't they go back to back? Did they go to back World Series? Like, I mean, Bryce Harper is not even remotely. He's not.
No, they didn't make the series this year.
They were with the NLCS, right?
Right.
Yeah, Diamondbacks made the World Series. I remember 15.
But yeah, I mean, World Series and knocking on the door of going
World
to a
Series
second one, in succession. Harper was definitely the Darryl Strawberry of that team. He was the straw that stirred the drink.
He's definitely not. Not only he's not overrated. He's just one of the best players in baseball.
He's very good. Yeah, tough player too. I mean,
Soto,
he takes it seriously.
That's a different story. The kind of
Soto looks like he'd be a lot of fun. I mean, he's an entertaining guy when he's up at the plate. I don't know that he's Acuna Jr. In terms of there's certain guys that step up to the plate. You can't wait to see what's going to happen.
Yep.
I don't know that he's in that category, but the Yankee fans are elated. They're jubilant. They're euphoric, Lubie. They're doing the Kazatsky all over the Bronx today because the Yankees actually made a move, and of course they're in the Derby for this. Let me see if I can get this guy's name right there. It's Yamamoto, the Japanese pitcher, but the first name is Yoshinobu.
Good for you.
Didn't we have that at Kaizen with Chef Kui?
Like a dish Kui would make.
Yeah. Try the Yoshinobu, man. It's dynamite here. They make it better than anybody. Anyway, everybody's trying to. They're falling all over themselves. They're trekking to Japan. They're talking to this guy wherever they can find him, and so that's the next big step. There, the Yankee fans are thinking they're going to snare. Not only did they get Soto for a bunch of minor league pitchers that were deemed to be nothing overwhelming prospects. I guess Michael King had made some starts in the major leagues, but still, these were guys, and this is the big issue now. The Padres had to dump payroll because they went all in and it didn't work. Right? They had, and Soto also, was Manny Machado hitting ahead of him or behind him? I don't know how much difference that makes, but it couldn't hurt that he was part of a lineup that had any number of big bats in it. So you would think that would be even more advantageous for him to improve on that, sort of lame 275 batting average with a lot of strikeouts. All right, Dave Gurggles Gergely is going to join us. Can we pop Gergs in just to make sure he's okay? All right, look at that. You got the memo about the shirts.
Yes.
Very good, Gurggles.
We did. We did.
Yeah, I went.
Well, I only.
Juan Soto or Santiago Soto?
Since I've never cashed a ticket on Santiago Soto, I would have to go with Juan. How are you, Gergs? You doing all right?
Doing great. Just recovered from the Larry Little tournament last Saturday.
How'd that go?
I sent you guys a picture. I don't know if we can pull it.
I got it. I put it up.
Yeah. See if you guys can identify who that was.
Bob Greasy?
No.
Oh, no.
Was Greasy there? Did he say hello?
Think NBA and aviation.
NBA and aviation. NBA and
This
aviation.
is like the professor, I feel like.
All right. I'm going to have to think
Lamar
about it.
Helicopter Green.
I would have never gotten that.
Yeah, really good guy. I
Helicopter.
remember him play. What a player for the Suns.
I mean, maybe Dominique Wilkins, would have fallen in that category, but I wouldn't have gotten. What was the guy's name? Lamar Green?
Lamar Helicopter Green. He was in that famous quadruple overtime game with the Celtics, and just a super nice guy. Sam Jones was his coach when he played for New Orleans later on in his career.
Oh, very good. All right, sounds good. And I would imagine the usual assortment of celebrities are there. LT, did he play?
Offerdahl was there. Dwight Stevenson was there. Parnell Dickerson was there. We had a great turnout. Of course, a great job at Hialeah Friday night in the Citation Room, although the MC was a guy named Joel Furnari, who's a really good guy.
What happened? I thought you were emceeing this.
Well, no, I just did the announcing of the athletes.
Okay.
But he's a good guy. So at the end, I made a mistake of grabbing the mic and say, hey, Joel was in the Italian Navy. And Joel, I don't know, do you know this, why the new Italian Navy has glass-bottom boats? And he said, no. And I said, well, that's so they could see the old Italian Navy. After I told
that didn't go over real big, huh?
Who's in line to get food? Mr. Bernetti.
Oh, geez.
He looked at me and went, wait a minute there, buddy. That's okay. I had a Hialeah Park shirt on. So
that's a sinking feeling, though. I had that happen to me when I was told to go ahead. I was supposed to head a roast up. I was working in the Lapa Nation at this rinky-dink radio station run by a guy named Jim Hilliard. And I was told to go ahead and unload on Hilliard and all of his henchmen who were sitting at the first table, the front table, and don't hold back. They saw me as Mr. Comedian, and I was going to light up the room there and get everybody a good laugh, all based on the fact that they had very thick skins. And that turned out not to be the case. With my very first insulting remark, I could see just daggers coming from the table there, and I'm thinking, now what do I do, right? I still have about 10 minutes to fill here, and the first joke is not only a complete bomb, but it's about to get me thrown out of this joint and maybe lose my job. So yeah, nice. How'd you recover from that?
Oh, he just laughed after a while. He looked at me and then he laughed. John Jr.'s a really, really good guy.
Good guy, yeah. No doubt
Don't forget, you may have mentioned it, today starts the crap tables roulette and sports betting. Yeah.
Today's the day.
Yeah, and appropriate. I was thinking, the parallel to Pearl Harbor Day, is that not appropriate? I mean, is that not a sign from the gods of gambling? Think about that.
Yes, I didn't think about that.
Years ago?
Wasn't there that other joke, and since we're on YouTube, you can do it, about the black gentleman that married a Japanese woman, and they had a baby, and every December 7th it attacked Pearl Bailey.
Those are the words and the remarks of Dave Gurggles Gergely and Gurggles Only, and just like at Hialeah, he's laid a big fat rodent-sized egg. All right, we're going to come back with the trivia challenge. We have a lot of work to do in a short period of time. You can dial us up if you want to play, 954-417-0070, 954-417-0070. That man is Mike Lubie Lubitz. You have Dave Gurggles Gergely. I'm Jeff DeForest, back with the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. In a moment, now that.
The time.
See the old Italian Navy? I don't know. It's 8:35. Ponies in Style at Champions, the outstanding simulcasting room at beautiful Hialeah Park. Yes, the grand old lady of thoroughbred racing has never been more vibrant, and you can wager on the races from the top tracks around the country while enjoying a cocktail at the Brass Rail Bar or any of the fine food served throughout the facility. If poker is your game, you're covered in style, and you can play all your favorite Vegas-style games, including blackjack, craps, and roulette, in Hialeah Park's sizzling hot casino. Get a player's card when you walk through the door for all kinds of generous amenities, including our favorite, free play, when you come out to the ultimate casino and entertainment destination, Hialeah Park.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for Landlubbers Raw Bar and Grill in the Plantation, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, Landlubbers, Raw Bar and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for Landlubbers for making you always feel right at home.
Are you looking to buy your first home? Have you been turned down for a loan? Do you need to refinance or get money out of your home? Call Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. He's been helping the South Florida community get mortgages for 30 years.
Hi, this is Michael Kodsey, CEO of Choice Mortgage. We have the most competitive fixed rates in the market. Call me 24/7, 561-441-2730. And remember, I don't just work banking hours. To make the right choice for your home, call Choice Mortgage today.
Oh, solo volante will be coming late. Oh, solo volante. The Belmont's now 1.8 miles. The finish line is coming up quick. Luca Panici just switched the stick.
The only way to get your morning started is with Defo, joined by Lubie, right here on the Defo Show.
The Belmont, by the way, going to be run at Saratoga this year. A special 4-day meet, I think they're going to unfold at Saratoga, and that would be sometime in early June. And the race will be run at 1.25 miles, not 1.5 miles this year.
Ah, okay.
So that's been published now, and everybody's all excited about that. In fact, there are plans already being formulated, Gurggles, and you're welcome to join us if we do it, to go there for the Belmont Stakes with the lovely and talented one, Leslie Visser.
Oh, wow.
Implying that we could stay at like Pete Vessey's house. How many people do you think we can get to crash there?
Holy cow. Wow.
Yeah, it's a house in Saratoga, apparently. Pete Vessey, the basketball writer, and I guess has extended Leslie an open invitation for her and what will maybe turn out to be 15 or 20 guests. That would be awesome.
I wonder if Miramani will call that.
That's interesting. You know what? It's an extension, I guess, of the Belmont and Aqueduct that's going on.
Yeah.
And I don't know, in June, I'm not sure what the schedule is out at Santa Anita or what Frank's commitment is, but I'm sure he would love to do it, right?
He really did a great job.
He hammered it, didn't he? He nailed it.
Saratoga. And, you know, you saw the picture I took with him. Well, he
Yes.
just finished talking to a bunch of guys, and they said, "Hey, are you going to do it impressions or anything like that?" And he goes, "No, I'm playing it straight here." And he was terrific. I was so proud of him, really.
Me too. You know what? I got to know Frank through a mutual friend of ours, the Mighty Melendez, who he told me, "Hey, I got this kid that's coming down to Florida, and he wants to be a track announcer, and he's going to be doing like recalls of races on one of those stretch call lines, which were around at the time, where you could call and get like the stretch call of the 4th at Yonkers." And so he did those recreations. That's how he got started. And then he got a chance at Hialeah. And it was a disaster that first day at Hialeah. I mean, the guy was schwitzing. He was a wreck. So to see how far he's come is amazing. Now Frank is one of those guys. He's not like us, that keeps talking about syndication for 35 years. And then at our burial, they talk about, well, you know what? That show was great. That trivia challenge. It should have been syndicated.
Well, as a matter of fact, one of the propositions at the Hard Rock that I saw up on the board is our show. What comes first, syndication or cremation?
Is that of all three of us? I mean, do all three of us have to go out the door there? Because, the devil is knocking, that's for sure. All right, let's get into the game here because we got about 20 minutes to make this thing happen. So we're going to go rapid fire. Dial us up. If you want to play the game, 954-417-0070, 954-417-0070. And we're going to go ahead and honor the Polyman with, of course, he does that great rendition of Solo Volante. Luca Panici, Cold Waters, my buddy Francesco, on a $40 winner, and then gives him a horse that cannot lose. That is still running. And the guy's having to make more alibis than this guy that got fired from the Jacksonville Jaguars, who embezzled like $22 million in like virtual credit card money. Unbelievable. All right, so we get into it in the usual fashion. Dave Gurggles Gergely paying tribute and homage to the Polyman and some.
Easy baseball. This player and later manager, on how he recovered from a bad game, said, I had some bad days in the field, but I didn't take them home with me. I left them in a bar on the way home. Bob Lemon, Dave Lemon, Meadowlark Lemon, or Chet Lemon?
All right, here's a Ranophone Scrambler. Decide our first player, and it lands on Ron. Ron. You're in the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, guys. Let's go with A.
Very succinct in his answer and happens to be correct. 1 for 1.
Attaboy, Ron. Football. True or false, Ron? Believe it or not, when the Patriots lost to the Chargers 6-0, it was the first time they were shut out twice in the same season in their 64-year history. Wow. True or false?
Holy Gino Capoletti. What are we talking about?
Let's go true.
True? First time ever? Twice in a season?
Yep.
Wow. That's extraordinary. I mean, look, shutouts. You don't see a lot of them in the NFL, but you're seeing more of them this year. There should be a beauty tonight. Pittsburgh and the Patriots.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Plan your
Under
time.
over, what, 21 maybe? Under over? Who knows?
In Pittsburgh, the quarterback's hurt too. They were already horrendous as it was, and now the quarterback's hurt.
Yeah, it's 30. The over under. It's the lowest total posted since like 1996 or something like that. Yeah.
Well, wasn't the Iowa Michigan game? Iowa was under over a half in each a half a point in each half, and they didn't cover. Something like that. Wow.
All right, 2 for 2, going for 5.
Baseball, Ron. Jim Leyland, who we all love, was just elected to the Hall of Fame. Before he was the Marlins manager, hired by Dave Dombrowski, Dave Dombrowski hired him as a third base coach for whom?
Ooh.
Was that the Cubs, the White Sox, the Indians, or the Tigers?
Let's go White Sox.
White Sox, yes.
That's right.
Very
Well
good.
done.
Dave stint with the White Sox, of course, led him to a great fame and fortune. And now with your Philadelphia Phillies doing a tremendous job, Dave Dombrowski. Real sharp guy. All right, going for the sweep here to open things up, Ron.
Hockey, Ron. Who did Wayne Gretzky score his first ever NHL goal against? Was it Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, or Pittsburgh?
I thought you were going to name the goalies.
No.
Oh, boy.
I'm saving that one for Lenny.
Pittsburgh.
It was the Canucks, the Vancouver Canucks.
That was Gilles Villeneuve who was in the pipes there. Gilles Villeneuve, who became much more distinguished as a harness driver, yes. He was a sieve as a goalie. No, he was a good goalie.
Jay Silverheels, right?
Tonto also became a harness driver.
And the Count of Monte Fusco.
But it's not, John the Count Montefusco also. Did any of them have any? I think Gilles Villeneuve was actually a pretty decent harness driver.
Yep.
That's, where he made a mark there. Where, I mean, does that qualify him among the great 2 sports stars of all time?
Ooh, that's a
Think
good
about
question.
that. Gilles Villeneuve. We'll have to explore that. Maybe that'll be coming up on First Take with Stephen A. Smith later on
There
today.
you go.
He'll be screaming at somebody. What are you talking about? He was great. He was better than Bo Jackson. Look at this. He had 8,000 wins as a harness driver. He beat Carmine Apatello right out of the sport. All right, 954-417-0070 if you'd like to play the game, 954-417-0070. Lubie has a Landlubbers gift certificate that he's going to be giving away, and he often gets to give it away because the Chronics are so prominent in the now video version of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge that he often just has to hand it to Lenny as he walks through the door. So we'll see what happens. But that's a very exciting thing. Are you going to be inclined to go out there tonight so you can take in that Patriots-Steelers game in a sports bar, Gergs?
Well, I would go there for the food and for Lubie and the professor, but once that game comes, I'm going home because I was afraid I'd fall asleep at the bar.
All right, let's continue this game with Dave Gurggles Gergely and our next set of questions. There'll be a lot of heads on the bar, yeah? Can you imagine?
That's that's not a big sales job tonight.
All right, here we go. We've had requests for this one.
What are they serving? Cyanide? Yeah, I mean.
I won't be promoting that during trivia. Hey, stay tonight. Steelers.
The game is coming up. Yeah. Watch it turns out to be one of the classic games of all time. It's just an absolute shootout. That'd be great.
Diving. This comedian, after witnessing cliff diving in Acapulco, said, there are only 2 categories in cliff diving. There's Grand Champion and stuff on a rock. Norm McDonald, Tommy McDonald, Tommy Toot, or Wally Moon?
It's one of my favorite events ever on Wide World of Sports, Acapulco cliff diving. Always bet the Mexicans in exactas. They usually came out on top, regardless of Luganis and his stature as one of the greats of all time. Chronic, you're on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge.
Good morning, Chronic.
Happy Hanukkah, boys.
Happy Hanukkah.
Same to you, Lenny.
Yeah, happy to you too, my friend.
Hanukkah.
I always get stuck on that.
Hey, Lenny.
That'll be
True or
A.
false?
A is correct.
No, okay, yeah. True or false? I'm sorry. NBA. Believe it or not, Celtics player Don Nelson went to the same high school as Bob Dylan. True or false?
I think that's true.
Like a Rolling Stone. Made that up. Nice.
So
Kevin McHale did.
Kevin McHale was in high school with Bob Dylan. How about Jimmy Johnson was in high school with Janis Joplin? Few people knew that.
Yeah. Very different.
Port Arthur, Texas.
And he didn't buy her a color TV either. All right.
I don't know if he dated her or what, but imagine she starts, bringing Janis Joplin to orgasm had to be, a tough experience for anybody's eardrums.
I haven't had breakfast yet. Easy. All right.
Yeah, especially like her
Three-pointer.
first one. I mean, can you imagine if that was Jimmy? We'll have to ask him about that next time we're down at the jail.
3-pointer, Lenny. Miami Heat. The Heat's first victory in 1988 came versus the Clippers. 3 players that night led the Heat in scoring with 15 each. Which of the following was not one of those high scorers? Pat Cummings, Rory Sparrow, Grant Long, or Billy Thompson?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat them?
Sure.
I got Pat Cummings.
Three of them led the team in scoring with 15 each when they beat the Clippers for their first win. Which of the following was not one of those 3 high scorers? Pat Cummings, Rory Sparrow, Grant Long, or Billy Thompson?
Rory Sparrow.
That's right.
Wow.
Who scored the first ever points for the Heat in their opening game versus the Clippers. Well done.
All right, Chronic. Nice job. 4 points going for 9.
All right, NHL. I know this is your favorite, Lenny. Since the no-tie rules was instituted in 2005, only one team who played 20 or more overtime games in the season made it to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Wow.
Who was that team?
Whew.
Was that the Flyers, the Penguins, the Oilers, or the Maple Leafs?
Go with the Oilers.
Got it? Wow, Lenny.
Wow, they lost to Carolina in the finals in 2005 and 2006. Wow, Lenny, that is really good.
Who the fuck would have known that?
If you're that good tonight, I may show up just to jinx your team.
He said it quick. He said it like he knew it.
Like he knew it. Like it was Wayne Gretzky himself. He had visions of Messier. Unreal.
Wow.
20. Now you would think teams that could win in that fashion, right? That's the old manufacturer win ability.
Right. 2005
would
was
be
the first year
postseason
bound. You had to have a winner.
Yeah. Unbelievable. All right, 954-417-0070, 954-417-0070 on the phone lines. We have the Chronic with 9. Gurggles Perdomo cigars, always a good thing to talk about any time of the year, and particularly when you're giving gifts.
Yeah, last Saturday I smoked a nice Perdomo cigar out there for Larry Little. Tomorrow we're having the Sandra DeLuca Foundation tournament. Charlie DeLuca, whose son now is running the show here, was the very first pro here in 1963. So you better believe I'll have a Perdomo cigar out there. But
Nice.
folks, you don't need to be playing golf. As Jeff mentioned, this is a great time for a Christmas gift. You don't know, you got a friend that likes cigars. They have a variety pack. You can buy 5 different cigars. You can buy them a box. You can get them a gift card to Perdomo Cigars. Where are they located? 5150 Northwest 167th Street on the Palmetto on the south side, just a little bit east of the Home Depot. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The number's on there, 305-627-6700. You want to go online to see what they have to offer? PerdomoCigars.com. So this weekend, whether you're out playing golf, whether you're going to one of our local paramutuals, or whether you're just sitting around the house, put something great in your mouth with a cigar from Perdomo Cigars.
Well said. All right, I'm going to squeeze in another one here before we hit the wire in the finals of the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Lubie with the Landlubber's gift certificate. He's putting up for grabs here, and it is wide open to get to the finals. So let's continue. Here's Dave, our next set of questions.
Boxing, and I'm glad we're on YouTube. We can do this. This fight manager on a rather talkative boxer said, you know, if bullshit was poetry, Ray Boom Boom Mancini's name would be Shakespeare. What's that? Dennis Rappaport, Ian Rappaport, Ian Fleming, or Peggy Fleming?
We had a sort of brain dead Boom Boom Mancini on the show a couple of times. It was fantastic.
Right now, he just didn't shut up.
Oh, man, you talk about me being all over the place. This guy, I mean, his brains had been scattered, my friend. But still, you know, he went on and spoke as if he was saying something that had some substance to it. Damon's up next on the Hialeah Park Trivia Challenge. Good morning, Damon.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Doing great, Damon. You have 1 point. You're in the game. All you have to do is say hey.
Hey.
All right, Damon, true or false?
Hey.
You got it.
Hey.
True or false, Damon? Believe it or not, Shane Larkin of the Dallas Mavericks is the son of former Reds Hall of Famer Barry Larkin. True or false?
That's easy.
False.
No,
Oh, that's true.
It was
Yeah.
a game. Barry was at like every game of his when he played for UM under Larry Vega.
All right. Damon missed that. That's okay. 1 going for 4.
It happens.
Football, Damon. The 49ers improved to 9-1 this season in games when wide receiver Deebo Samuel has played. Their lone loss when he played came versus
Ooh.
Detroit, Denver, Cleveland, or LA Rams.
God.
Detroit.
No, he got
had
hurt
to be
in
Denver,
the
right?
Cleveland game and had to leave, and
Cleveland.
went
Okay.
on to win that game.
All right, shooting for 6 points and a spot in the finals here, Damon. This would guarantee you a chance to go against Lenny.
All right, baseball. Pete Rose appeared in a record 3,562 games in his major league career. Who is second all-time in games played?
Oh, wow.
Carl Yastrzemski, Hank Aaron, Ricky Henderson, or Albert Pujols?
Oh, Jesus.
Albert Pujols.
That's what I would have gone with.
Henderson?
No, it was the Yaz. He had 3,305. Pujols only had 3,080.
All right.
Right,
By a
yeah,
few
I
there.
appreciate it.
All right, we're going to spin a scrambler here to decide who faces Lenny the Chronic in the finals. It's either
Ron
gonna be,
has 5. Ron has 5. We're
he
not-
had 5? Okay. I didn't
You
realize.
know, I'd love to be like the committee and just pick who I want to go because, you know,
Well, why
that's
don't we ace Ron out anyway? No.
how sports works these days. You just pick whoever you want in. I'd love to do that. Ron did get 5. And unlike the College Football Playoff Committee, we go with who scores and has the record. So,
Well, I mean, maybe he was using Prevagen, which we've banned from the program as a performance-enhancing drug, even though it's perfectly legal and over-the-counter. I mean, we could find many reasons to disqualify this guy, but we're not going to do that because, remember, Lubie, I'm fasting until to just drive this whole topic right out of my mind. I don't want to talk about it anymore. The
I'm not talking about the topic. I'm just saying who we're not like. That's all.
college football screw job. All right, what do you got coming up, Gurggles, at the golf course here as we assemble the
Yeah,
finals?
like I said, Friday we have the Sandra DeLuca, and it's to benefit underprivileged children in the first state. And then Sunday we have the 33rd annual NPW tournament. That's National Performance Warehouse. These are vendors from all over the country coming in for a 12:30 shotgun.
I hear they can hammer the ball, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're big auto dealers. And
Oh, okay.
then we're starting to book all of our winter people. We'll have the people from Youngstown for their 48th year, the ones from Butler, Pennsylvania for their 54th. I'm trying to get John Conjemi to come out and play with these guys because he went to Pitt and they all know him. But
Oh, yeah?
we'll
Yeah,
see.
no, he would be a hero there.
He's a great guy too.
Kajemi's a great guy, a delightful individual. It's hard to believe that we know anyone like that. It really is. Every time Kajemi's on the show with us on Mondays when he does a pigskin playbook, I'm thinking, how do we know this guy and why is he speaking with us? I mean, seems to be too dignified and classy all the way through, and a great golfer apparently.
Yes,
I'm not
he
sure
is.
if he's maintained it, but I know at one point he had to be like scratch or right there. And he actually had an ace on 16 at Augusta National.
At
Wow.
Augusta. Yep.
Augusta National. He had a hole in one on 16, the fabled hole that is rare. We've seen a lot of moves made. Tiger Woods, of course, a hole in a putt from off the green, and Big Jack had that classic, that sparked him to a win in the Masters. And Kajemi aces it in front of Marino. Dan Marino was playing with him. Marino was
good.
the connection there that got him onto the course because Marino was
Sure.
on some corporate outing there at Augusta National. They fly him up private jet. Kajemi, of course, says, "Yeah, I'll grab my shoes. I'll come." And then Marino on the next hole, he was so pissed off that Kajemi aced the hole. He took the honors away and teed off his ball right away. You know how you do that sometimes in anger after
Yes.
you shanked a few? Unbelievable.
Yep.
All right, we're set for the finals here. We have Ron and Lenny the Chronic, and you guys know the way it works. Gurgle's going to fire off the question. Call out your name if you want to answer right away. We'll go to multiple choice if nobody does that. First person to call out his name gets first chance. We go back and forth till we have a winner. And here is Dave Gurggles Gergely with the championship question, brought to you by
Good luck.
Perdomo Cigars.
Good luck, guys. Horse racing. This jockey is known affectionately as the grandfather of racing.
Grandfather of racing. Anybody? Here's multiple choice.
Is that Mike Smith, Gary Bain, John Court, or Jimmy Graham?
Anybody?
What? I didn't catch the names. What are the names again? I didn't hear it.
Okay. Mike Smith, Gary Bain, John Court, or Jimmy Graham?
I'm going to go with Gary Bain.
That's
Yeah,
right.
It's
In
right.
the bio, he's 70 years old and he had a mount at Tampa Bay last year.
Get out of here.
Gary Bain.
Gary Bain is still writing.
Yep, he had a mount last September at Tampa Bay and still active. Yep.
Wow, unbelievable. And they call him the Godfather or the grandfather?
Grandfather.
Grandfather. Okay.
he
I thought it
has
was going to be your
he
guy,
has-
Jimmy Graham. I thought you threw Gary Bain in as a joke.
No. He has he has 3 kids and 6 grandkids of his own. Gary Bain, and he's been known to hit people up at Fernando's bar for a 20 spot when he's down on his luck.
I was friendly with Gary like 40 years ago when he was actually like, among the respected writers at Calder.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. And the jockeys are talking about us the same way. Hey, remember those guys I used to listen to 30 years?
Like we say, it's the age-old question that's asked right away. We've talked about this many times because you have the guts, the balls, the chutzpah to go and attend some of these reunions that you go to. And the first question usually is, what happened to you?
Yeah, well,
And
when
you're
I
like,
went
"What?"
back to Pennsylvania, I looked better than most of them, as a matter of fact.
That's a sad truth also that I'm finding. And I'm thinking, my God, the question applies. What the fuck happened to you? All right, Gurggles, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks so much. We're going to see you out there at the
Not
bar
Friday.
at the track
I got
tomorrow.
a tournament, so
Friday.
I'll
Yeah,
sneak
tomorrow.
out one of these days. We'll bump
Okay,
into you.
all right, sounds
See you
good.
guys.
Dave Gurggles Gergely, always puffing on a cigar and just hammering out pick 4s and pick 5s from his spot there at the bar at Nando's Bar at Gulfstream Park. We'll be out there tomorrow with Mike Mayo in the Lunchbox Show, and then of course later on today. See what you can do about that. I mean, if I get there late, because they usually put the stuff out pretty early in the game there at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Can you put a covering over it before Mayo gets to attack the dish? I'd like to get like 1 stone crab in before I go into this fast, Lubie.
Okay.
What are the odds on me making it through? I would have to go from Thursday, like today, at around 2:00, and not eat another morsel of food until Saturday afternoon around 2:00. Can I
Saturday
do it?
evening you could eat. Okay.
What do you think?
Oh, I guess I've gone.
If I make it through Friday, I know I can get through Thursday. If I make it through Friday, that'll be the test.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot. I don't know. I've done I don't eat or drink for over a day, and that's not easy. I've never done.
Well, you drink some stuff. You drink this like cockamamie juice that tastes like shit.
Allowing yourself liquids, but not food.
Yeah, and all the water you can consume.
I just feel like you'll feel weak. Like that's the only problem is food actually does give you energy. That's the only thing that would suck is like Friday night.
Right. I don't want to start seeing fumes while we're doing the morning briefing or something. I mean, that would be weird.
Friday morning. That's why I wanted you to do over the weekend because
Yeah.
Friday night it'll start to hit you, and then Saturday morning will be tough because food is what keeps you going.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. See if I
You
can
be
pull it
okay
off.
Saturday morning. Like if you eat today,
Maybe I need to rethink this.
well,
Like think about not doing it at all. What the fuck am I
you
thinking
can do
about?
it, but I would do a day. I don't think 2-day cleanse. I think that's a lot. Surely the one that was like 2 or 3 days, and I think like that's fucking ridiculous. That's not healthy for you. I don't give a shit who's telling you.
No, I mean, what are you? I mean, you feel like that Navalny guy in some Russian prison somewhere, right? It's thinking I won't eat until I'm dead, and it's like, well, they don't care. They want you dead.
That's the thing is that you're a prisoner there, fuckhead. Like, hello.
This is gonna change a lot of the outcome of this thing. All right, we'll see you next time. We'll catch you on the morning briefing. NoFilter.net, Caffeine TV, I believe podcasts also BLEAV. No, they don't run that, do they? They do video now too, don't they? The Believe
Morning briefing's
podcast.
supposed to be on the Believe Network somewhere. Yes.
Okay, all right, could be popping up there. I mean, it's starting to expand in terms of its overall distribution and reach. And so we'll see what happens with that. And then Tony Bruno Sports Network, it's been going okay, right? I thought slight delay yesterday also, a little bit of a glitch there. And we'll have to expand our horizons. I don't know how much more bitching we can do about this whole Florida State thing. I would say none, right?
Yeah, I mean,
We'll have our hockey expert on there on the Tony Bruno Sports Network. I don't know, anything else in the works there? Or Reno? Okay.
just Reno and whatever limits we have otherwise.
No laments, man. There's a lot to celebrate here. Jim Sarney would say, why didn't we mention Caitlin Clark's 3,000th point?
Oh, good for her.
Now, I thought, I mean, I'm watching this, they're featuring, and it was a hell of a shot. I mean, it was a shot that anybody would be proud to make. She takes a three-pointer, barely stepping over. It looked like Pete Maravich chucked this thing up there. It was great. But is it worthy of Good Morning America? Because it's not even close to the all-time record for points by a collegian in their career. And they were making it sound like nobody had ever done this before, that it was unprecedented, Lubie. And yet, Kelsey Plum of the Las Vegas Aces, who I believe played for the Washington Huskies.
Mm.
Is that true? She was like a West Coast girl all the way?
Nothing about women's.
She has like the modern day record, whatever that is, because they didn't count. I guess the NCAA didn't even recognize women's sports when some woman way back in '08 tallied like 4,600 points in her career. Who the hell was that? Wilt Chamberlain couldn't do this if he was a transgender player. 4,600 points. Get the fuck out of here. That's impossible. All right, we got to run. We'll catch you on the Tony Bruno Sports Network. That's at 10 o'clock today, and that goes till 12. And then later on today, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. That is a great place to buy all of whatever you're going to eat, man. They have it all there, man. Steaks and poultry and fish, stone crabs, stuff that's prepared by them that is just incredible. And you can get it that way, or you can go cook it yourself. I mean, they have everything you need. The best, it's Bill Parcells, isn't it there? If I'm going to, go ahead and cook the meal, let me pick the groceries. That's where you want to shop. Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. We'll be there later on today, which is right across from the Hard Rock where this gambling thing gets underway.
Yes, today.
Would you be inclined to stop in there or figure it's just going to be a circus? Would you want to observe what was going on for purposes of reporting and, commenting on the sporting world?
I'm curious what the sports book looks like. I know what craps is. I don't give a shit about any of that.
I've seen the sports book.
I want to see the sports books look.
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to be large enough to accommodate a big.
Okay.
If everybody's going there that isn't betting on their phone app, which it seems like everybody I know is involved in that, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens and what it does. All right, we'll see you next time as we'll even know that. Thanks, Dave Gurggles Gergely, for hosting the Trivia Challenge. It is 9:03.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Look what they done to my soul.